11 o'clock in the morning and we are still just below zero. So today, rather than freeze my plums off riding the thing, we're going to talk about modifications and some of the popular modifications that people make, and indeed I've made on this bike. So just today I'm going to do LED conversions to your lighting. Now this is fully LED, this bike now. It's I fitted a Motone tail tidy, which I've modified as well. I actually tucked that light used to stick out here. I've tucked it in and I've replaced the light because the Motone light, the original light that comes with the kit, is absolute garbage. That's the Motone light. As you can see, it's the same shape as a Lucas light, but it's not very bright. And so I've got a bit of cat assistance going on. And so I replaced that with that's actually a Lucas replica light. It's not an original or a genuine one. And I fitted an SMD LED lamp into it. So that is now LED. Now, there are a couple of reasons why the Motone light is basically crap. It uses, I think you can see in there, it's got 30 diodes in it. The cheaper ones, they're just standard light emitting diodes, not very bright, and it doesn't possess a clear section like this one does underneath there for illuminating your number plate, which is a legal requirement in the UK. So if you get one of these tail tidies, which are actually well made, they're good. If you get one of these, throw that thing away and fit a good looking and better light unit. Now then, indicators. I did run for a long time. I ran the original Triumph indicators with incandescent lamps inside them, and I tucked them. So they were mounted where these are mounted, and they just barely stuck out there. So they were well tucked in. I either wanted them so you could hardly see them when they weren't operating, or they looked a bit retro, and the original Triumph ones were about as retro as I could find at the time, so that's what I ran with until I broke one of them, and then I went LED. Now they're cheap, eBay specials, again SMD LED. They're bright, they're well tucked in, you barely notice them unless they're flashing, and then they are quite bright. Okay, let's move to the front now. A lot of people use the standard headlight, and they will fit an LED lamp in there. That often doesn't work because they're not designed, the reflectors aren't designed for LED. LEDs, although they boast about having X number of lumens, which is brightness, the spread isn't right, and you end up with a light that's a lot worse than the original one, and the original one isn't great. So I took the whole new light unit route. This one, again, eBay, not specific Triumph, very little on this bike is, accessory wise anyway. I did originally have this mounted within the original Triumph headlamp bowl. I split it there, took these out, split it there, and sort of trapped the headlamp rim between the two and had it fitted in there. Now I had a few issues with that. It got hot and it would mist up, particularly on cold days like today. So eventually I just got rid of the Triumph. When I did the front end treatment, the flat track style treatment, there's a little bit of snow falling. I'm glad I'm not out on it. yeah, I originally did that, but after a while I settled for this, and you can see the front indicators nicely tucked in there, visible when they're flashing. You can barely see them when they're not. Now then, when I talk about the different types of LED, I'm going to go in soon because it is starting to snow. You get the traditional and basic light emitting diodes, the sort that Motone fit to their tail light, which is those things there. Each one of these things on here is a light emitting diode. In the Motone tail light there's 30 of them, and it's not very bright. In what I've got on at the moment, SMD, which is that style, that's actually a headlamp bulb, but yeah, SMD, which is in there at the moment, there are actually 10 of them, and it's brighter. The indicators are SMD as well. There are, I think it's 6 per side, so 24 all in for all 4 indicators. Headlight, that is again SMD, but it's a headlight unit. It was designed to, I'm going in very shortly, it was designed as a headlamp unit. It's actually about as good as the Triumph original with an incandescent lamp in it. On dip beam, on main beam, it's considerably better. Now the other one, which is the expensive option, I don't have any actual separate lamps, but the other one, Cree, are the super bright LEDs. Now my torch, which I use at work a lot, it's actually a bicycle light. This is, I've had it for years. It was bloody expensive, but it's incredibly bright, as you can see. That is a Cree lamp in there. Now you'd need to be careful with that. It could actually be too bright. But they're the different types of diodes that you can get for lighting. The route I've taken is completely SMD, which is kind of, it's sort of like bronze, silver and gold standard. And that's the cat shooting in because it's snowing. The bronze being the standard diodes, and I've put it down somewhere, I don't know where I've put it. So the bronze being the standard, there we are. Bronze standard being these things. You need an awful lot of them to produce a decent amount of light. Silver standard, SMD, which is what this bike is fitted with. And then gold standard and expensive, Cree, which is what this torch is. So there you have my little film on LED, converting to LED. What I've done, I'm not saying what I've done is the best. I'm not saying that what I've done is what you should do, but that's what I've done and it works for me. Right, weather-wise, if it stops doing this, I'm going to get out on the bike and I will make some films. Until it stops doing this, you're either going to get no films or they're going to be static ones like this. So take care, keep it shiny side up, and for God's sake be careful if you're out there on the roads, and I will see you soon. Thanks for watching, take care.